Do you know what a vulva is? Let's talk about it today on the Prude Guide to Intimacy.
Yeah.
What's up, people? Welcome back.
Do it through a text message. You can do it through an email. And
what is consent even?
Ready to go. Okay. Hey. Okay. Hey.
So today on the Prude Guide to Intimacy, we're going to talk about the vulva, the basics, 101. So this is a vulva here. So usually when we talk about female reproductive anatomy, we refer to the entire thing as the vagina, but that is incorrect. The entire thing here is actually called the vulva. So there are different parts of the vulva, and the vagina is one of those parts. So the first part of the female reproductive system that we know of is one that we can see the most clear, and that is the mons pubes, which is this part right here. I'm trying not to be inappropriate, so I'm just gonna point here. So that's this part here that is mostly covered in pubic hair for those of you who do or don't shave or wax. But if you wax, it's not covered in anything, obviously. So it's the fatty part here that covers the pubic bone. So now let's get into the vulva and break it down. So this is my friend Jupiter. She is a vulva puppet, and she's going to be helping us today. So the first thing that we have are the Labia Majora. So those are your bigger outer lips of the vagina. So they extend from the mons all the way down to the perineum, which is that area between the vagina and the anus, and it's actually a really sensitive area if you ever want to, try that out for size. So the labia majora actually vary in size. So some people's are really big, some people's are small, and sometimes people's labia minora actually overlap their labia majora. So people's are different sizes. None are weird or anything. Everybody is special in their own way. Okay, so next we have the labia minora, which are the minor lips here. So they're smooth and they're hairless. So your labia majora, since they are connected to the mons pubes, they're actually covered in pubic hair. But your labia minora are not. They're smooth and they're hairless, even though sometimes it don't feel like it, especially when you get in wax. It ain't fun. Okay. So these are the most sexually sensitive. They're more sexually sensitive than the labia majora. So during arousal, your labia minora become engorged and it enroused. So they become engorged with blood, and they become darker in, not darker in size, but they become darker in color. So next we have the clitoral glands. So I'm gonna scoot up just a tad and squat. So the clitoral glands can be found right under the clitoral hood, which is this piece of thin skin, and once you pull that back, you have the clitoral glands. So the clitoris, like we were saying, it extends back. So this part is just the clitoral glands, but there is more. So the clitoris is actually in the shape of a wishbone, because she wish you would. So what the clitoris does is that it extends back into the woman's body. The legs of the clitoris they're called the cura. So there are two, obviously, two legs, because it's in the shape of a wishbone. I'm going to put Jupiter down for a minute. Alright, so the clitoris extends back into the female body. It's about 3 to 4 inches long. So the 3 to 4 inches long part is actually the cura of the clitoris, which are the legs. But the clitoris as a whole actually has a shaft that's 0.5 inches. So when you think about a penis has a shaft, and the tip, can't think of the name right now, but that's for another video anyway. So the penis actually has 3 different parts, just like the clitoris does. So it's made of the same tissue as a penis. So when the clitoris is aroused, it actually engorges the same way, which makes it bigger. So when it becomes bigger, it actually pulls up under the clitoral hood when a woman is aroused. So a quick fun fact: The clitoris actually has 8,000 nerve endings. That's a lot. And it's actually 2 times more nerve endings than that are found in the penis. So the clitoris is actually more sensitive than a penis is. So women, get it how you live, okay? So what we have next in the vulva is the urethra. So that's this pretty little flower here. Yours does not look like a pretty little flower. So the urethra is one of the 3 holes that women have. So this is where you pee. That's it. Okay, that's where your pee comes out of. But one thing that women need to keep in mind is that they have a shorter urethral tract than men do, which makes them more susceptible to UTIs. So women, make sure that you pee before and after sex to clean out your urethral tract. So the next thing that we have, which I'm wondering, I know you are like, when is she gonna get to the vagina? We're here. Okay, so the next thing that we have is the vagina. So that's this opening right here. So women, that is where you put your tampons, your diva cups, and that's where you insert a penis when you have sex. So the vagina actually secretes lubricant. Well, it lubricates itself, and it's actually 3 to 4 inches in diameter. And a lot of people think that the vagina is just like this big empty hole, but it's not. It actually collapses like into itself once you get aroused. So it also becomes engorged with blood, just like everything going on around here. So one thing that I want to talk about really quick are a few myths that involve the vagina. So as we know, the hymen is in the vagina. It's a thin cover. It's like a super thin piece of tissue. So a lot of people think that if a hymen is broken, that automatically means that a woman has lost her virginity. But a hymen can break at any time. It can break from horseback riding, falling off of your bike. And hymens don't always break the first time women have sex. They may not even break at all. Crazy. So another thing you need to know about the vagina is that it's super flexible and it can mold itself around anything. A finger, a penis, a dildo, a baby's head. The vagina is a super strong muscle. Alright, so those are a few basic things about the vulva. And like I said, this whole entire thing is a vulva. It is not a vagina. Okay? This is the vagina. This is the vulva. We went into a little bit more detail about the insides, but like I said, this is the basics. So thanks for joining me on the Prude's Guide to Intimacy with Vulva 101, the basics. See you next time. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed this video. See ya.